to differ.
Charges may apply. Hi, this is Bridget.
Hi.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. Is Mom there?
yes, she is here.
Can I talk to her?
Mom's gonna talk to your daughter. She said, of course.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, kiddo.
Hi, Mama.
How are you?
Good. You?
Good.
Could you help me with a performance piece that I'm doing?
I can try.
So this week's word is differ, which means to have a different opinion on. So as a baby boomer and growing up from a small town and being a religious woman, you have very different opinions on the world than other people. So I'm wondering if you and I could have a little discussion on a topic of interest. Yeah. So what?
Change your relationship.
Absolutely. No, it's not. I already know all your opinions. This is just to have a discussion on it. So, what is your opinion on the modern attitude towards children and bearing children and children within the family and giving birth and abortion and all that crap?
Okay, like that's 15 questions.
I know, but like you have 8 kids, so obviously your opinion is that kids are great. Have all of them.
I had children with Lord King.
Yes. Now, were you expecting that many children when you got married? How many kids did you want to have when you got married?
I didn't have a number.
Yes.
I didn't have a number.
So what's your thought on nowadays? Lots of people are saying that they don't want to have kids or they want to wait.
Waiting makes you older. Not having kids, you miss out on many things.
Mm-hmm. What's the best thing that came from having kids?
Being able to hold them, love them, play with them, watch them grow.
So what kind of like, are there any attitudes that are in the world today, like in the news or anything that you hear that make you upset about like the modern attitude towards being a mother?
Car seats.
Car seats? What about car seats?
There's too many kids that are being carried in car seats. Instead of being held, they're not getting that bonding with their, not getting that holding.
Yeah.
Feeling that love. They're just getting around in a car seat. Stuck in a car seat.
So convenience over bonding. Okay.
Yep.
What?
It's not healthy for the child. It's trying to make them grow up faster than their kids.
Yeah, let them be kids.
I'm all for letting them grow up. That's not my issue. But my issue is, by 6 months they're gonna hold a bottle because I ain't gonna hold them and I ain't gonna hold that bottle for them anymore. Well, you just don't realize how much you are losing that money.
Yeah. I know you said that with, was it Yaya? I think it was Yaya that could hold her bottle when she was pretty young.
Yeah. I'm proud of it, but they also miss out. And so when they get older and they're like, well, can I help you? No, I don't need your help. I mean, I get that they need the learn independence, but that's something that as they grow up,
Mm-hmm.
not something when they're a toddler, and they should actually have the mom and dad there that
Do you think that lessens the bond that parents have with their kids when they're younger?
I do.
Mhm.
I'm sure that there are people who may well stupid
I don't think that's stupid. So
because the bond is built as a baby.
yeah,
The bond is built, and yes, the children need to grow up and become independent. They also need to learn to be an adult, but it's not something they deserve a childhood.
Yeah.
They deserve to. I had some of you kids that wanted everyone to grow up. Stop acting that way. What they're, I'll say you, and I'm not saying that it's
Yeah.
you.
Just kids
Okay?
in general.
But when they're sitting back, not recognizing it, you're looking through the eyes of what is 5-year gap. So your maturity level of thinking doesn't remember that you were that young and that immature. For one.
Yeah.
For two, you're seeing through a different perspective of what you've already matured that far. And so you just sit back and assume or think, well, I act this way, and that's being mature. You need to be doing the same thing. Yeah, no. You grew into it.
So have some patience.
You need to have, you need to have patience and give that child the right to grow into their maturity, because not everybody does the same maturity level as somebody else.
Yeah.
So there was times I had to say that, and whoever I was talking to would look at me like, yeah, you're just making an excuse, Mom. But I'm not. No, I wasn't. I can't help that you don't remember being that young and that you did things that were not exactly the same, because nobody was exactly the same.
But young and stupid, and we didn't have patience.
Young and stupid things you had to learn sometimes the hard knock. Just as any other kid has the right to learn the hard knock.
Yeah.
It's one thing to see somebody older do it and get in trouble and go, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm not doing that. It's another thing to be told, knock it off. You got no business acting that way. Well, yeah, actually they do.
Yeah.
Because they have a right to be dumb or do dumb things as much as anybody else.
Because they're still learning. Yeah.
They're still learning.
Okay.
So, you can't have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old and expect them to all go back to the exact same. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
They're 5 and they're 10 for a reason.
Okay, so
it's like kids going, well, how come they get to stay up later? Because they're 12 and you're not.
just how it goes.
Well, that's not fair. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so what's your opinion on there's been lots of talk and like just I guess social media, the news and all stuff about parents not spanking their kids and stuff. So what's your opinion on children and discipline?
Yes, they deserve spanking sometimes.
Yeah. What is the line?
Is a spanking 2 and 3 and 4 in a row because you're picked off and you're not? No, that is not a spanking. That is you're taking your frustrations out on that child.
And so that's where the line is the frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To give them a spanking, to give them a hand slap, especially when you've already said, no, you don't do that. Stop pulling on that cat hair. No, you don't throw your feet. And you've said it 3 or 4 times. And you've said it relatively nicely. Yeah. To get the point across. And they get, no, we don't throw our food. And a slap on the hand is not going to be detrimental to a child.
Mm-hmm. So when you were growing up, small town with your dad, what kind of punishments did he have for you?
My dad could just look across the room and I knew I did screwed up.
Granted, we knew that with you too.
You know, I didn't need him to come over and give me a snack.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my sisters, we're not that same way. And so that's also where you can't do the same thing to one child that you do to another.
Yeah.
Like point and parcel. If I wanted to get the message across to one child, you screwed up, and here's your discipline. I took the paper or the TV away from one kid, where another kid, yeah, so what? I don't care. But if I took the phone away, it seems like
Ruin their entire lives.
End of the world, crying out loud.
Yeah.
So, like every child is different, disciplines need to be according to what's going to best impact for them to learn.
Right.
You don't learn by saying, oh, don't do that, now go back out and play. Okay?
Yeah. Timeouts work for some kids and ground games work for another. Yeah.
You have to know your kid. You need to know what best works for them. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you give them a discipline, and you give them a chew out, you give them, you know what, that was wrong. I am ticked off.
Yeah.
You need to turn around, and I'm not saying when I say turn around, it's like 2 seconds later go, okay, I love you, and the discipline doesn't have any impact.
That's gaslighting.
You need to go back to the child later, you know,
yeah.
20 minutes, something like that, right? And let them know that, yeah, you screwed up. Yeah, that wasn't a very good decision. But yeah, I still love you.
Yeah.
Although you may have done this, although it wasn't maybe the best decision in the world, I still love you. That's how we learn, and we move forward.
Sounds good.
You've got the consequence. There still may be a consequence. I mean, real life, you speed, you get caught. The cop's not going to sit there and go, oh, I'm so sorry for you. We'll let you off. It's okay. No big deal. And you do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, you poor child. No, you're going to get a ticket.
Yeah.
And if you're going to keep getting those, you're then going to get demerits. And when you have too many demerits, you're going to go
lose your license.
And lose your license.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your driving. You're going to lose out. Is the judge going to say, oh, I'm so sorry that you have to work. I'm so sorry that you have this.
But you got to deal with it.
I'm still taking your driver's license away because you did the crime, you do the time.
Yep.
So there are always, and there will be always, consequences. You don't get away.
You can't coddle children.
No.
Yeah.
You can't.
So, what would
the
you...
The same thing with that is you do not utter a threat you're not prepared to do. So if you're going to say, get out of my hair, go play on the road, I don't give a dang, just leave me alone. You really want to play on the road?
Yeah, you can't just say things because you're mad.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't care what you do. Yeah, you do. Oh, yeah, you do care. You care if they're on the road and they get hit. Oh, yeah, you do. If you don't, then there's another issue involved here.
Yeah, that's the problem. You probably shouldn't have kids at that point.
So, you got to, as parents, we have to think too. We need to stop, and we should teach our children the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just utter a threat unless you're prepared to follow through with that threat. So, if you're going to sit there and say, do it again, I dare you, do it again, I'll take supper away. They do it again, are you going to take supper away?
Yeah, so
If you're not,
if they're going to have a
you had better
consequence, it
not.
has to be a realistic one.
You had better not open your mouth and say that then, because the next time you make a threat, and although you might be more than prepared to honor that threat,
The kids won't believe you.
not like to believe you,
Yeah.
because, well, yeah, sure. And they just yap, they really don't mean it, so it don't matter what if I do them or not.
Okay. Now, another question is, what do you say to people that decide that they never want to have kids?
Well, I guess it would be a matter of anger or hide. It would be a matter of finding out why. What happened? What's their decision of not wanting to have kids? There has to be something that triggered it.
Right.
Whether it's something they saw, whether it's something they grew up with. There's something that triggers why they don't want to have kids.
Right. And so,
if it's a matter of this world is a crap piece of world, why should I bring a kid into it? Yeah, okay. You got maybe a fair point on that. But at the same time, 30 years ago, they said the same thing. And it's only gotten worse. But you have to be able to know that you were raising them. Well, and see that's
to make the world a better place?
Well, I have the church, I have the gospel.
Yeah.
I have the Lord to tell me. Lots of other people don't necessarily have that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I would say to them, because I'm not in. I didn't grow up as they did.
Yeah, not in their shoes.
It's also like putting two people together and say raise your kids. Okay, one had a parent that down the line very, very mean, stern. This is what you'll do. End of conversation. What? You're gonna let me off? And you get smacked. Military time. I don't care.
Yeah.
What it is, right? You got one that's pretty laid back. That couple, somehow has to figure out how they're going to put together their family that's going to make both of them happy and not always be in a conflict. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, we are. No, we're not.
Yeah.
Okay?
So parenting is a compromise as well.
It's a compromise as well.
Yeah.
And you have to explain to each other, essentially, why are you this way? Well, then that's where you need to share with your spouse. Well, this is how I was treated with my dad. Now your spouse understands where you're coming from. If you just go straight out and go the opposite end, they're stern, so you're like, I am never going to be stern with my kids, and I am not going to be that. So now you're going to go the opposite end of the scale and let them have all the free agency in the world? How's that any better than the sternness?
Yeah, doesn't help it at all.
No, it doesn't help it. It doesn't help it at all. You're right. Because there has to be some compromise, right? You have a kid who was abused as a child. He's got two options. He abuses his family, abuses other people, because that's how he was treated. So, you know what? That's the way I was treated. That's fair game. I have the right to do it. And he does. Absolutely, he does. He has the right. However, he also has the right to go, you know what? I didn't really like it. I don't think that was right. I saw another family never treat their kids that way, so it can't be done. I'm not. You may have to work harder, but I'm not going to do that. He has the right to change.
Yep.
He has the right to change. He has to be strong enough to do that change.
Yeah, it takes work.
Pardon me?
Yeah, it takes work.
It does. It takes work, even if you were raised. Like, yelling was not a big deal as I grew up.
Yeah.
Yelling was not a big deal. That is actually part and parcel of how life was.
I remember we did our fair share of yelling as kids growing up.
And there was times, I mean, Doug was constantly, why do you always yell at me? I don't. I spoke to you 5 times and asked you, and then I raised my voice, and all he remembers is
The raising the voice. Yeah.
He didn't, whatever, want to remember the other 5 times that I asked, I called his name, he was very polite about it.
Yeah. We tend to
I just get accused straight out
of jumping to a conclusion.
that I yelled.
Yeah.
That's all you ever do.
We don't tend to remember all of the stuff that led up to the yelling.
That's right.
Yeah.
I spoke 5 times to ask him to do something, and he chose not to listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I got fed up with asking. I raised my voice. Now I'm being accused that all I ever do is yell.
Yeah. Okay, so
Which was totally wrong.
Yeah. Next question. Do you think that if someone doesn't have kids, that they will be like missing out on something important in life, or they won't have lived life to the fullest, or something like that?
Well, number one, there's no one there to take care of them when they get older.
Yeah.
So then people are just going to put you in a home. I mean, you still might get put in a home anyways, because your family wants that's where your family wants it. But you have the option with kids to have the opportunity to go live with them.
Yeah.
You miss out on grandkids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Any other opinions on the topic?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thanks, Mom.
Now, did I do something wrong?
No. This was literally just about getting your opinion. Because as a millennial, I can spout my opinions all day. But it's good to hear the opinions of the past generation. Because you guys have different ideals, but, you know, for the same part, like, our ideas don't differ that much.
See, there's also another thing. I know the world sits there and go, why would I raise a kid in this world? This stuff is garbage, you know, look at all of this. And
Yeah.
you hate stuff and all this. Yeah, you're right. The same reason why I had people like, why are your kids at public school? Why aren't you homeschooling them? And I flat out say to them, when do you want them to learn to integrate with the rest of the world? When they go to junior high, they're
Yeah.
already have enough trouble just being a junior high, a teenager. Do you want them to learn to integrate with the rest of the world when they're in high school? Well, I don't know if that's any much better than junior high, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that we were in public school for like all the way through, because I had a hard enough time figuring out socializing as it was, so having to do that all the way through elementary school made it easier in junior high.
That's where you learn that, you know, there are different people, different ways they get raised, different cultures, different religions.
Mm-hmm.
So when do you learn that? When you get a job for the, work as an adult, get married, when?
Yeah.
Grade 6, grade 10, college? When do they learn? When do you learn that there's other people, other opinions?
And learning to be okay with other people and other opinions, because I think that's a big deal. Not a lot of people in the world have been prepared to be around other opinions, religions, people, and then they don't know what to do about it when they are.
So then, and yes, I get it. You're putting them in a bubble. You're trying to protect them from all the other crap they're going to see in public schools. I get it. But that's where you're supposed to be raising your children so that they know and understand this is okay. So that's where that comes back to the parents teaching their children, not relying it to be taught at school.
Yeah.
Like you could be anything you want if you put your mind to it and to apply yourself. Am I pressuring you to get 100%? No.
Yes.
I mean, I felt pressured, but not by you necessarily, but just by myself.
I didn't put the pressure on myself.
No, you didn't. You just wanted us
But
to
at the
pass.
same time, I also let you guys know you can do anything you want.
Mm-hmm. But if we work for it, we're never going to be given anything.
You gotta put the time in, though. You can't just sit back and go, well, I'm going to work with dogs, but they need to come to me. Well, no, you need to get out there and start volunteering, and then apply and start learning. It's not just going to fall in your lap. That's not how it works.
And I think that's what a lot of people view of millennials, that they were told that you could have anything you want, but not necessarily that you have to work for it. Or we were told that, but then like things have changed so much in the world right now. So even we go out and we went and got a job, or we went and got our education, and then we got a job, and there's no opportunities for what we went to school for. So by the time we were ready to go out and do everything we wanted, the opportunity wasn't available because of society. Sometimes that's what's been talked about on the news and stuff a lot.
Well, it has. And I remember even kids were young. They said, right now we need teachers. But what they don't say, that by the time everybody listens to that and then does the 4 years or the 8 years or the 6 years to be the teacher in whatever field that they're going to go for, right?
Yeah, and then there's not enough money for them to pay everyone.
So now they got too many teachers, but now we're short of nurses.
Yeah.
So it's really like whatever they're saying they're short of, find something opposite, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just do what you want to do.
Basically do what you want to do.
And yeah.
And
pretty much.
And sometimes maybe you can't rely on just one job.
Exactly, because I went and did what I wanted to do, but college was hard enough, had to get student loans, and now I have 2 part-time jobs plus working on my own and volunteering, and that doesn't always cover the bills sometimes.
Exactly.
But I'm still doing what I want.
Right, and sometimes we have to give up. Sometimes we have to give up what we want. And I mean, don't take this wrong. There's many things that I want to do. And I still do. And I have wanted to. But I never got to. I either didn't have the money, I didn't have the time, my kids were more important.
So if you could go back and do those things that you wanted to do, what would you do?
But see, I don't know, because I was told I'm a really good singer, and I still am. Do I ever get a chance to showcase that? No. Had I tried to go for outside of the church, I may have gotten a really good singing job.
But you didn't get a start that when you were young.
But when I was young, nobody believed me because there were always the more important people who were the more popular or got more money.
Yeah. And you couldn't go sign up for singing lessons necessarily.
No, I didn't have the money for singing lessons.
Yeah.
But I had a natural voice that I got from my grandmother, and I still have it.
And I think you've passed that to your kids too. I mean, I think for the most part, most of the kids in the family can sing relatively well. It's we're not going to be opera singers, but I think everyone in the family can carry a tune.
But had I gone that way, I may have gotten to be a well-known singer.
Hmm.
But at the sacrifice of my family and my children.
Do you regret that?
So, no.
Do you think maybe when Jeremy's done school that you'll go do some singing lessons?
No, I still don't know.
Do you think later, if you do, that you will?
I guess it depends.
Yeah.
I mean, well, what I use it in, I don't know. And,
Well, it's not about using it for
I
something. I think it's about developing talents.
and I still do. I mean, I still sing even if I don't get to sing out in public.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You're still practicing.
There's my ceramics. I was really good with my painting and my skills. And
Mm-hmm.
saying that, I probably still am good if I sat down and went back to and just practice. Do I have time? No.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Drawing, drawing, architect, just drawing.
Mm-hmm.
There's many of the painting, there's many of stuff that I would like to go and do and get better at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the time and or the money to take the classes and to do things. And so, there's many things that sometimes you have to give up. I mean, years ago when I was talking to Henry, and he said one time, he says, you'd have been a great teacher. You're a great EA. I says, I could have picked going to school and adding more debt to my load and student loans and trying to accommodate that like other people did with their kids and put you guys in daycare. So I would have tried to somehow try to afford single just so I could have a teaching degree.
Mm-hmm.
But that would have meant other people would have been raising my children, not me.
Yeah.
You guys already didn't have much interaction with your dad. So, and everything about it was the most important thing you could do is in the walls of your own home. It's your family.
Yeah.
How is that when I'm letting other people raise you?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. So I chose not a big money career to just manage to get by. So I sacrificed.
Yeah.
There's things I didn't do. I had a really good job. I was a really good ceramic teacher, and I was really good with my techniques and kept learning. I had a job, and they really liked my work, and I went to school for that.
Yeah.
But Chantal was just a baby, and although she was old enough that if I nursed her before I left, she could be put to bed, and I had to work some nights to have this job to work, I think 2 or 3 nights a week for this job. And there's a few nights where I came home and Douglas was out taking care of Chantal.
When Dad was sleeping?
Yes.
Yep.
And so I would then put him to bed, get her fed and put to bed, then I would clean the table, and then I would go to bed.
Yeah.
It didn't take long before I needed to just give up.
Not be working.
Something that was a relief, just away from everything for a little while.
Yeah.
And suck it up. And I had all that stuff given to me, thinking that I could maybe teach out of my own home later as kids got older and stuff too.
And all of it was in the garage. I remember you doing that when I was young.
I lost it all in the fire.
Yeah.
And there was never the money to replace anything of it.
Yep.
So, replaced what were, more important things. So, there's times where you have to compromise, you also have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, to go back and say, what would I not do if I did my life over? I don't know, because each of those things, like when I worked up north for that 9 months with your dad, as much as it showed a few lights on other things, it also gave me strength, and I learned a lot more and became so more connected with the Lord to give me the strength and the courage to do what I did.
Yeah.
So would I go back and change that? Well, then I lose.
You lose the other things you learned.
All the other things too. So then I wouldn't necessarily be the same person.
Yeah.
That I was.
Mhm.
So.
And like, it's hard to even imagine what our family would be like if you decided to stop having kids, like after Chantal or something.
Well, here's the funny thing, and I mean, a lot of you kids have never asked. Nicholas was the only one that your father and I actually said, there's another one that needs to come.
Mhm. But the
Nicholas
other
was
ones.
the only planned one. And at the time, there's people behind on the right day for the one time.
Yeah.
And obviously the Lord had a little bit more plans than I knew. So trust the Lord.
Yeah. What do you think the family would have been like if you like had stopped having kids after, or like maybe Nicholas or Alan were the last one?
Well, that's a good point too.
Because if Nicholas and Alan were the last one, then they moved out back in like 2008. Alan finished and moved out of school and stuff. So that means that you may have not had any kids for the past like 8 years.
Yeah.
What do you think you would be doing?
I don't know. I mean, before I got married, I was gonna go and be a nurse.
Yeah.
I never had kids, and I never did during nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, who knows? Maybe I would have gone back into nursing. Maybe I would have gone for a teacher. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know what I would be doing. But I raised 8 beautiful children. They each have their own little quirks and stuff, and some of them are still learning and growing. Some of them are still trying to learn to trust the Lord and stuff. Who would I get rid of? I wouldn't.
No, I'm not saying you would get rid of any of us. Ship us off somewhere.
But that's what you're saying.
Well, no, I'm saying that if you had stopped, then obviously if you'd stopped at Alan, then Chantel, Kimberly, I, and Jeremy wouldn't be here. But it's not saying you would just get rid of us. I'm saying how life would have been different if we hadn't been born to you.
And see, realistically, if Luke had been born, 20 years earlier, or if I'd had Luke, 20 years earlier,
you wouldn't even be here.
I wouldn't have even been here.
Yeah.
There'd have been 2 kids.
Yeah.
Because he essentially had it basically that
You would have died during childbirth.
I would have died during childbirth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been there.
I know. I remember that story.
And I mean, I've had a few other ones too. I mean, I rode my boat up north.
I remember that.
Open, and I shouldn't have.
Jeremy wouldn't have been there then.
Yeah. Larry and I had that car accident with Jeremy and Kimberly in the vehicle with us on the highway too.
When you were coming to my drive? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were safe, by the way.
We shouldn't. The police were even baffled because he says we've been direct this bad and people have died.
Yeah.
6 people walked away.
Yeah.
And the police were even like, oh, we don't get this. Because we have, and I heard him talking, we have been to accidents that have been just as bad and people have died.
Yeah. I'm glad the Lord is looking out for you.
So obviously there's a reason
Yeah.
why things
And
went or had fallen
Jeremy
the way
could have
they
died
had
when he
fallen.
was 2,
Yeah, Jeremy
and
had Kawasaki.
and then you had your problem with in the hospital.
Yeah, my reaction to the
Yeah.
MRIs in there
So,
for 6 days.
I mean, obviously you're supposed to be here, so that's good to know.
Yeah, obviously there's a reason why I'm supposed to be here, so I'm here.
Is there anything that you would have done differently, just specifically with me growing up, or something that you wished had been different, or that I had done differently when I was growing up?
No, don't really on any other than the struggle you had through college.
Yeah.
There was never any indication that you were so
Depressed?
had like I must have just saw the signs enough to know how to conquer everything early enough, or catch it early enough, to deal with it early enough.
Which things in particular?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you didn't have any of this. You didn't have any of this anxiety or stuff when you're at home. You're always with
the anxiety.
child.
The anxiety had been there for years, but I was able to deal with it because I was home and like with the family. But like it got worse because I was trying to juggle so much stuff through college, but it was always there.
Well, I just must have seen it enough to help her out.
Deal with it, yeah.
Deal with it earlier than it going full-fledged out.
And
you being so far away from home. And yet I asked you, you're like, no, I really want this course. I don't know how to help you other than I moved to Calgary, but then
can't do that.
I can't do that either, so.
Well, being able to call you and talk to you all those times when I needed to during the first couple of years of me being in Calgary was really important to me.
So I felt bad about that. I was like, well, what did I do?
There's nothing you could have done for that.
Should have done, or I don't know. Just seems like I should have been able to have something to do, I guess.
Does that come from you wanting to just protect me as your mom, as well as my mom? Yeah.
Yeah, just about helping you out.
Yeah. No, there wasn't more you could have done. I mean, like, you and I called and chit-chatted and stuff a whole bunch when I was in college. And, like, I visited as many times as I could. And that was what I needed. But besides that, there really wasn't much else that you could have done.
So, I would say that would be the only drawback.
But I learned a lot from it. And I'm glad I went to school when I did.
So, I mean, there's times I'm envious of you because you're doing all the things that I always wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, it has come at a cost, though. I took out student loans to do it. And, like, I'm going to be paying student loans off for a long time, so,
And see, the other thing is, anything I ever wanted to learn, couldn't take the class. I taught myself.
Yeah. And by teaching you yourself, you taught me. When you had all of the craft stuff in the basement growing up, and so I learned how to make stuff for fun. And whenever we had something to make for school, you always helped me with that.
Yeah.
So you taught me all that stuff, but because you taught yourself, so you pass it on to me, which is why I wanted to go to art school in the first place, is because I learned that I was good at it because you taught me.
Oh, thank God. Okay, have fun, boys.
Yeah, we'll have all the fun in the world, huh? All the fun beating Jeff. I mean, Calvin.
You're not playing. I played yesterday. Last that was practice. Yeah, I mean practice. You're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be there to learn. To learn. Okay.
And what I would say though, Mom, before I'll let you go, but the last thing I wanted to say was, with art school, all the stuff that I learned, I could have learned off YouTube or taught myself. The really important thing about going to art school was the thing that I couldn't learn as fast was learning what art is and what good art is, and learning how to critique it, and learning how to be a professional. But all the technical stuff, I could have learned it by myself. So you can too.
Yeah, I just have to sit down and find time to do it, to be brave enough to try. I have painting, I want to sit down and learn how to paint, and I just haven't sat down to do it.
You take time for yourself.
And then there's time, struggling with still a child and life and farm and
No, I think you're doing a good job.
things, and so. But I gotta go babysit for Alan here in a little bit.
Okay. Love you,
I
Mom.
don't know what I'm having for supper.
Well, you have a good night, okay?
Alright.
I love you.
Love you too.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Mwah.